We needed Trump to get in there, just executive order everybody back into just reality. Welcome back to the show. Be sure to subscribe. Let's get right to it. First topic, Trump called out Elon for all of his bitterness. Go ahead, roll the clip.
I don't know. I think we'll have to take a look. We might have to put Doge on Elon. You know what Doge is? Doge is the monster that might have to go back and eat Elon. Wouldn't that be terrible? He gets a lot of subsidies, Peter. But Elon's very upset that the EV mandate is going to be terminated. And you know what? When you look at it, not everybody wants an electric car. I don't want an electric car. I want to have maybe gasoline, maybe electric, maybe a hybrid, maybe someday a hydrogen. If you have a hydrogen car, it has one problem. It blows up, So I'm going to give that one to Peter. I'm going to let Peter test it out.
So this is how I see it. Elon is pretty much like the disgruntled employee who didn't get what he wanted, like the raise or the promotion, and then he ended up getting fired, and now he's trying to take down the whole business with him and just bring down the boss, basically Trump in this situation. But yeah, I mean, of course Elon's pissed about his EV mandates and losing his tax credits. I mean, that's going to take away a ton of money from his businesses and Tesla and everything, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, Trump was very vocal the whole time about how he didn't want these mandates and these tax credits and wanted to get rid of them. So, Elon's known for a very long time that that's the case. And plus, nobody wants to be forced to buy an electric car. See, I totally side with Trump on this one. Everybody wants to have their pick of what kind of car they want. You want a gas car? Great. You want an electric car? Great. Hybrid? Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Let the people choose. And this isn't like, California where you got Gavin Newsom trying to save the planet. No, Trump's got to be there for all of America and just let them do what they want to do. But yeah, I mean, of course, Trump's not going to be deporting Elon. I mean, he's just throwing that out there just to kind of, jar the system there for Elon. But yeah, I mean, I agree with Trump here. I think Elon's just bitter, and he's kind of coming off as just like just the jilted lover who just can't stand the ex, going off and thriving. Trump's killing it these last couple weeks, just getting win after win, and it must be pissing Elon off seeing that, that he's not a part of it. So I get it, but yeah. Elon just needs to settle down and let Trump cook and do his thing. And if he's bitter about the whole EV mandate, blah, 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 just keep it to yourself, bro. Keep it to yourself. But all right, let's get to the next topic here. So the University of Pennsylvania will be issuing apologies to all the women athletes that were forced to compete against William Leah Thomas, the trans swimmer who competed against Riley Gaines, that basically forced Riley Gaines to go into, conservative politics and save women's sports. But yeah, I mean, this is just a big win for common sense here. Everybody knows that men and women should not be competing in sports. They should not be in the same locker rooms or bathrooms. It's really a 97-3 issue. There's like 3% of America who thinks that should be happening. But yeah, I mean, good on them for finally just recognizing it. Obviously, they're just bowing down to Trump. It's another huge win for Trump and just showing that, what Trump is doing and forcing these universities and states to comply with his mandates of, the whole men are men and women are women thing. And just they can't, they're going to lose funding if they allow men to compete in women's sports. So, yeah. Once again, huge win for common sense here. I don't even know how we got to this point in the first place. Just to the point where how did we get to the point where men were competing in women's sports? And it was celebrated and okay and not just completely ridiculed by all women. I would have thought this would have been a thing that women would have never allowed to happen, but I guess women are just so afraid of being called transphobes or bigots that they'll just let their whole existence almost get destroyed just so they don't, come off as like a transphobe or a bigot. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what's so terrible about today, is that people can just go off and just label somebody anything whenever they want, like, you know, oh, you're a bigot, and then all of a sudden, like, that's now like how that person is. You know, that's all, that person's now seen as a bigot because somebody decided to go and just throw that label on them because they didn't like what they were saying, right? You know, or they didn't like that they were just sticking to their morals and values. You know, that's just, it's the world we're living in. And thank you, Trump, for just kind of putting this all together and getting this, America can move on from this whole just charade, and we can go back to just being people who live in reality once again, right? Back in the 90s, this stuff would have never flown. It would have been like, oh my God, what is going on here? No, that's not happening. But now it's the waters have been so muddied that we needed Trump to get in there, just executive order everybody back into just reality, essentially. But all right, let's get to the next topic. So Trump has brokered a 60-day ceasefire in Gaza. I mean, what does the guy not do? The guy's got 50 irons in the fire, and he's just handling so many different things all at once. The trade war, he's ending wars. It's just like, you know, he's handling wokeness here in America and just ending that and getting like the border. It's just insane how much this guy can do all at one time. I mean, could you have ever imagined Biden doing one of these things, let alone like 50 of these things all at once? But yeah, I mean, hopefully Hamas sticks to it and hopefully Israel sticks to it. I have Middle East fatigue. I'm just going to let it out there and let it be known. I can't stand hearing every day about the Middle East and the conflicts going on in the Middle East and, oh, how we might get involved. Basically, I want to never hear anything about the Middle East ever again, unless it's something good going on, like there's a sport happening, you know, the Olympics are going to the Middle East, whatever. You know, that's what I want to hear about the Middle East. I don't want to hear about any more bombings or, you know, terrorists, you know, actions, whatever. I don't want to hear any about this. I'm done with the Middle East in that regard. I'm only going to, like, you know, care about the Middle East if something interesting is happening, like a sporting event that can actually get me, you know, to like think about it, you know, but that's it. Other than that, I want the Middle East to just be like there doing their thing, just like many other countries that Americans never hear about. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. Like, we never hear about really Cambodia or Denmark or whatever, you know, they're just there doing their thing and everything's great, you know? So, I mean, hopefully Trump just completely cleans up the Middle East and gets peace everywhere. So just everybody can just thrive and do their thing and Americans don't have to hear about it anymore. But all right, let's get to the next topic here. So Trump's approval rating amongst Republicans and the GOP is just at record highs. Just go ahead, roll the clip.
How about compared to other presidents who were Republicans?
Yeah, it's history making. It's history making. What are we talking about here? So why don't we look back? We have all the presidents, Republican presidents, going back over the last 35, 36, 37 years. What are we talking about? GOP, who strongly approved 5 months in. Look at this. George H.W. Bush, Bush 41, 46%. Bush 43, 59. You see Trump, the first term, 53. But look at this. 63%. He beats all the other Republicans on the board here. And I was looking even back since Reagan. And get this, Donald Trump beats Ronald Reagan when it comes to the strongly approved 5 months. And of course, Reagan was coming off that high after that assassination attempt. So the bottom line is Donald Trump is making history with the Republican base. He is more beloved by this Republican base than any Republican base loved any GOP president 5 months in. It is history making.
Of course, the guy's approval rating is through the roof right now. I mean, he's doing everything he said he was going to do. The tariffs are killing it. The border is completely shut down. I mean, he's eradicating woke from America. He's ending wars. Like, what else could the guy do to improve his approval rating at this point? And the Democrats are just scraping the bottom of the barrel, trying to find any way to detract from what he's doing and, you know, get people against him, but it's just not working anymore, folks. It's just not working. The Democratic Party is basically dead. The left-wing media is basically dead. The guy has just killed every entity that has been against him or has gone against him and just completely made it just so they're essentially non-factors anymore, you know? Sure, the left-wing media is still like kind of on life support and you know, indoctrinating some people, but those people are so far gone, they're never going to be back. You know, we can never expect those people to turn their lives around and actually see reality the way it needs to be seen. But yeah, I mean, it just goes to show you that, you know, when the guy did what started doing what he said he was going to do, people just had to realize, all right, the guy's legit. I'm going to get behind this guy. He's going to set the way. He's going to set the tone. He's going to make America great again. And damn it, I'm here for it. And that's what I voted for. And even people who didn't vote for it, they're starting to see like, yeah, I mean, I like what he's doing. I mean, the border is shut down and, you know, the economy is getting better. Egg prices are down. Gas prices are down. I'm starting to like this guy too, you know, and by the end of his 4 years, there's going to be so many people making that change and that, you know, that like, just having a new refreshed look on Trump, being like, yeah, okay, the guy sold me. I mean, he's great. He did a great job as president. America's great. What more can you want? But all right, that's it for today. Be sure to like, subscribe, and we'll be seeing you.